Good morning. I'm Marty, and I do I Ching readings. If you would like a reading, please email me. Contact me at musicalchemy432@wordpress.com. And you can read a lot of these I Ching readings. I've done articles on them, and I'll try to catch up with the ones that are already posted. And I can also do a video I Ching reading. $32.40 is the amount for the reading. So if you would like a reading, I do have a PayPal, and you can check that out. So here's for the times. This is what we're dealing with. And I read this last year. I read it in a Zen Gardener article. It was a comment or a part of the article. Talks about our situation. Number 18, coup, corruption, renovating. So we all know our governments are corrupt. The politics of the day is very corrupt. And we as humans try to make sense of our situation and progress. We're progressive. That's what we do. We evolve in all kinds of ways, and the entire universe does. Everything is evolving and changing. So with this particular reading, it tells you exactly how to deal with it and what it is. So, corruption, renovating, coup. Let me show you the hexagram. That is coup. And I'm using the elements. I also use the Wilhelm edition, which is much more, it's deeper, has a little bit different meaning, but this is much more modern day in language and ideas, so it's easier to understand. As long as it jives, and it does, it always does. So here we go. Number 18, corruption, renovating, coup. Keywords, beware, search out the source of corruption. Corruption renovating describes your situation in terms of poison, putrefaction, black magic, and the evil deeds done by parents that are manifested in their children. The way to deal with it is to help things rot away so that a new beginning can be found. You are facing something that has turned to poison. Search out the source so new growth can begin. This is pleasing to the spirits. Through it, they will give you success, effective power, and the capacity to bring the situation to maturity. This is the right time to enter the stream of life with a goal or embark on a significant enterprise. And we know that a lot of people are doing that, which is really interesting. That brings profit and insight. Prepare the moment when the new time arrives and carefully watch over its first growth. It will take 3 days, a whole period of activity, before the seed of the new bursts open, and a similar period afterwards to stabilize it. Corruption, renovating, rotting, poisonous, intestinal worms, venomous insects, evil magic, seduce, pervert, flatter, put under a spell, disorder, error, business. The ideogram portrays poisonous insects in a jar used for magic. The hexagram figure shows an obstacle in the outer world that turns inner growth back on itself. Below the mountain here is wind. If you let yourself be led, you can realize a hidden potential. Doing business always implies corruption. If you find its source, you can stabilize the situation. Rouse up the undeveloped potential outside your normal set of values in order to nurture the power to realize what you must do. A solid limit above is stopping the nourishment of new growth. This means corruption. This rotting away can be the beginning of a new spring. Make the effort. This is pleasing to the spirits. Through it they will give you success, effective power, and the capacity to bring the situation to maturity. You can regulate the world anew. Set out with a firm purpose. You will soon have enough to keep you busy. There will be 3 days before the seed of the new bursts open, and 3 days afterwards. Watch carefully. You can bring things to a conclusion that results in a new beginning. The spirit above is moving in this situation. Now the transforming lines, these are the individual lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each one has a place. Each one has a meaning. Each line is a particular character. So the initial 6 is you are dealing with a father's corruption, which has to do with exercising authority. Accept being a son. Consult with the old wise men. This is not a mistake. You are facing a difficult time. There is an angry ghost here that has returned to take revenge on the living. Going through this difficulty generates meaning and good fortune by releasing transformative energy. Be intent on examining and what has gone before you. Look at how gifts and commands were received and how orders were carried out. If you avoid getting caught up in the corruption, your predecessors will remain without fault. This is your central concern. Make this your central concern. Direction. Concentrate, focus, be active. Let yourself be led. You can realize a hidden potential. The situation is already changing. 9 at the second is you are dealing with a mother's corruption, which has to do with nourishing children. Divination can't help you. Putting your ideas to the trial won't help either. Find the center of the situation and put yourself in the Tao, the times, the energies. It's time to wake up, in other words, and be involved. Finding and articulating the obstacle releases bound energy. The situation is already changing. 9 at the third means you are dealing with a father's corruption, which has to do with exercising authority. You will regret it if you simply adapt to the situation. It would be a mistake not to have your own ideas. Bringing things to completion is not a mistake. Direction. There is something you are not aware of in the situation. Don't take the lead. Provide what is needed. Be open to new ideas. 6 at the fourth is you are adding to a situation corrupted by the father, which has to do with the exercise of authority. If you go on in this way, you will see yourself covered with shame and humiliation. You haven't got what you need. Direction. Transform your awareness of the situation. Be resolute. It will connect you with a creative force. 6 at the fifth, you are dealing with the father's corruption, which has to do with exercising authority. Use praise, eulogies, even flattery to deal with the situation. You can earn praise in this way yourself and receive the power to realize your inherent destiny. Direction. Gently penetrate to the core of the problem. Turn potential conflict into creative tension. The situation is already changing. And the 9 above, it is not your job to be the vassal of a king. Don't get involved in business or politics. Your job is to find and prize what is excellent. Thus, you acquire your real purpose. This is the place of those who work on in the darkness to provide for a coming awakening. It is here, people. Direction. Make the effort. If you let yourself be led, you can realize your hidden potential. The situation is already changing. Part 1.